Ladies and gents, hi there, Stuart here, founding member of the Exploratory Alliance. Welcome. Thought I'd give you a quick, maybe 5 or 10 minutes spiel, a bit of introduction into what the Exploratory Alliance is all about. So, here we go. Exploratory Alliance is a group of people working together to increase autonomy and freedom for people. So, that's the foundation of the thinking there, is that we're interested in ideas that would increase freedom and autonomy for people, and actually hopefully developing groups of people who can implement those on the ground, so to speak, as projects, so as actual enclaves. So Exploratory Alliance might be joining people, in an alliance all across the world, sharing ideas, using social media or whatever. But the idea is then to take people and get them to form into groups under trusts, land trusts, worker-owned trusts, and then get onto the land itself, buy some land, and set themselves up in projects and enclaves. So to actually implement something in real terms. So the Exploratory Alliance, yeah, we're exploring lots of different ideas which would help and be beneficial to people. Taking things all the way down from the bottom level of, maybe if you like working on an allotment or something like that, you've got skills and knowledge associated with that sort of thing, or maybe you've got top level, you're upper CEO somewhere doing top level skills, or you've got professional skills in law or something like that, which we're going to need along the way if we're going to be forming trusts and things like that. Legal advice would be required. So it doesn't really matter what your skill set is. I'm sure you've got some useful skills. It's really more about your mental approach and attitude. Here is that if you want freedom and autonomy in your life, now is the time to really start working for it, because we're coming under a lot of pressure, aren't we, from governments and corporations around, who would really like to see the end of autonomy. So there's some very intrusive things that are going on. Privacy's under attack, isn't it, all the time, and these corporations are literally just trying to feed off you all the time, get your money out of you, power and control, all these things that drive the people who like to do these things. So they're constantly trying to get your money and destroy your freedom. So we've got to fight back. Best way to fight back is, of course, to share ideas on social media. Have a good knowledge base there, but obviously the way to resist and fight back is to buy the land back, take control of the land back, and have it under worker-owned cooperatives and enclaves eventually. So that's the way to do it, I believe, in my opinion. So yeah, Exploratory Alliance is all about introducing people to each other, and then hopefully people can form teams, groups, which are going to go on the ground and actually do something with that knowledge that's been shared. So I can see like a small enclave being maybe 10 or 100 people, and it would probably be based around some sort of land worker-owned cooperative. So something based around farming as the actual geographical location. You'd have a farm with the associated farmland around it, but farms often have lots of other buildings attached to them, where you can diversify out from that with other skills as well. So I'm sort of, my skills background is I've spent some time in the armed forces, but since leaving the armed forces I've been in construction. So various different things. I've got a multi-skilled background now, so plumbing, bits of carpentry, building work, and I'm a specialist in doing like old barn conversions at the moment. I've been doing that for like the last 4 or 5 years. So that's my skill set. So I could bring a construction aspect to a project. So that would be a diversification for this centralised hub of land workers on a farm. So you could have a construction company working from there as well, so bringing money back in, and obviously this is all about pooling assets, pooling money, and holding things securely which is what the trust would be about, which is a good way to protect the land and hold the assets. It's fair and it's safer than having individuals holding assets, basically. So everybody agrees upon a certain contract, certain sort of social contract and etiquette of how they're going to do things. Those are actually written into contracts, and then everybody knows how they're going to interact within the project. And really you just take it from there and you keep building. And obviously this is an enclave which is trying to expand, bring more people in, and put more land under its ownership. So there's an expansionist mindset there from the start. It gives you something to do. You know, you're working day to day, you're working to create money for the trust so it can go and buy more land and expand and bring more people in. So yeah, it's a way of fighting back and resisting against the bullshit that's going on in the world today. So governments are trying to take your privacy and your rights away from you, aren't you? But you've got all the rest of the stuff going on, all the fucking political correctness and all that bullshit that's creeping into every aspect of everybody's lives now. So the way to resist is to form groups of people that you know and can work with. So it's all about getting people with a similar mentality, getting them to unite under projects, and put those projects under trusts or worker-owned cooperatives, actual legal entities, which allow them to protect their assets, and then go about it with a business mentality almost. Is that you're here to expand and grow the project, return profits that then go reinvested into the trust so it can expand. So yeah, you want control back over your life and stuff like control over where your kids are going to get schooled and things like this, which of course we don't have at the moment because most of us went to state schools, and unfortunately now the quality of the education that's being taught at those schools has dropped to such a point that the kids are getting brainwashed completely with stuff that's really destructive, with all the sort of like the really postmodern ideas that have crept in there. And kids are getting taught all sorts of crap at school, and if you don't agree with that, then obviously the way is to circumvent that by building a parallel system. So eventually you'd want to build your enclave up from just having the one farm. Maybe you'd have an entire village-sized enclave of people, and then you've got all the services and everything that go on associated with that, with your own schools and everything. So yeah, that's probably the way to go, in my opinion. Is team up with people who you can work with and you can trust, because they share your outlook and they share the same sort of ideology and outlook. So yes, that's a very quick introduction there, folks. It's coming up towards 10 minutes. So the Exploratory Alliance, yeah, good to see new members joining, and hopefully sharing ideas as well. But like I say, this is really in the UK. I'm based in the northwest of the UK. For me, this is about actually going on the ground and building something. It's great sharing ideas and that, but the focus has to be actually implementing something in the real world now. I'm coming up to 40, so I've got to get something done now. It's sort of my turn to get things done. So that's what I would propose as an idea: is let's buy a farm, let's pool resources, buy a farm, and then from there we'll diversify out. So we're going to need 10 or even 100 people involved in doing that. So businesses and stuff associated with construction, that would be what I bring, and then we need some people who are good at land work, sort of forestry and farming. Yeah, it's food for thought anyway there, so let's discuss that in the group. The Facebook group is the Exploratory Alliance, and there's a page called, I believe, the Exploratory Alliance Network. So I'll post those links below. Any discussion, chuck it in the comments down below, guys and girls. But at the end of the day, if we don't fight back and we don't resist, then we're facing a pretty dismal future of just all the smart technology that they're developing now is just going to be resulting in a fucking open prison, basically, isn't it? So if you want to resist, we've got to really get serious about it, and that means pooling resources and uniting. So Right, that's it for now, folks. See you in the next video, and jump in the comments, leave us some comments, like it, share it, subscribe it, post it all over. So let's do it.